Welcome to Cold Brew Finance's end-of-day world currencies, stock markets and commodities wrap-up for Thursday, May 1st, 2025. Kicking things off, I'm Victoria Cashmore. Key world currencies showed broad strength against the US dollar today. The Japanese yen saw the most significant move, with the greenback gaining 1.6% to 145.44. Notable was an upward breakout after 3 days of flat trading. Week-to-date returns show modest gains for the greenback, with the strongest performance against the Japanese yen, up 1.3%. However, year-to-date figures reveal broader weakness, particularly against the euro, down 8.3%. Among Asian currencies, the Chinese yuan offshore and Indian rupee saw modest gains against the dollar, both up about 0.1%. The Canadian dollar continues consolidating after 3 days of sideways movement. Looking at performance metrics, the New Zealand dollar shows the strongest week-to-date movement, with the greenback gaining 0.8%. Year-to-date, however, the US dollar has declined notably against most major currencies, down 5.3% versus the Kiwi.
Looking at global stock market tracking ETFs, I'm Max Profit. New Zealand leads today, up 1% to 43.6. Taiwan and SPY both show impressive 8-day winning streaks. Israel maintains a strong positive trend with 3 consecutive up days. Austria displays a very strong upward trend despite recent consolidation. Year-to-date returns show Austria significantly outperforming with a 26.3% gain. Israel is up 2.1% year-to-date, while New Zealand, Taiwan, and SPY are all showing negative year-to-date returns around -4.7%. Among declining markets, Sweden fell the most, down 1.1% despite maintaining a very strong positive trend. South Korea dropped 1% after breaking down from a period of consolidation. Denmark, Switzerland, and Brazil all declined less than 1%. Despite today's declines, year-to-date returns show Brazil up 19.4% and Sweden gaining 15.5%. Switzerland has advanced 16.4%, while South Korea is up 9.3%. Denmark remains relatively flat year-to-date.
Considering commodities, I'm Liquidity. Gold futures fell sharply, closing at 3,244.70, down 74.40, showing downward momentum after breaking from sideways movement. Palladium futures gained 12.10 to 946.50 while drifting sideways for 4 days. Year-to-date returns show gold futures leading with a 22.9% gain, while silver futures follows at 11.6%. Aluminum futures lags with an 8.3% decline since the start of the year. In energy markets, natural gas futures jumped 3.6% to 3.45. Heating oil futures continues its downward trend, setting another all-time low at 2.1, marking its 3rd consecutive daily decline amid strong downward volatility. Energy futures show significant year-to-date declines, with crude oil futures down 17.7% and Brent crude down 17.6%. Natural gas shows the strongest weekly gain at 17.2%. Live cattle futures and feeder cattle futures both reached new all-time highs, with live cattle up 2.7% to 209.60. Lean hogs fell sharply, down 5.9% to 92.40. Year-to-date returns in livestock show lean hogs leading with a 13.7% gain, followed by feeder cattle at 11.9%. Class 2 milk lags with a 9.1% decline. In grains, oat futures broke downward from consolidation, falling 3.6% to 343.25. Wheat futures continued its decline for a fifth consecutive day amid persistent downward volatility. Year-to-date performance in grains shows soybean futures up 3.9%, while rough rice has declined 7.6%. Wheat shows the weakest week-to-date performance, down 3.4%. Soft commodities showed broad weakness today. Coffee futures fell sharply by 15.10 to 385.65, breaking downward after 4 days of consolidation. Sugar marked its second consecutive all-time lower close at 17.17, while cotton futures extended its losing streak to 6 days. The week-to-date returns highlight significant pressure on soft commodities. Cocoa leads the decline, down 6.6%, while orange juice stands out as the sole gainer, up 6.3%. Year-to-date, coffee remains the best performer with a 20.6% gain.
And with that, we conclude another end-of-day world currency, markets and commodities wrap-up. I'm Victoria Cashmore, along with my AI co-hosts Max Profit and Liquidity. Thanks for watching. Look for daily wrap-ups every day just after 5 p.m. New York time. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Cold Brew Finance is an experimental project with market reports written, narrated and delivered totally by AI, with market data kindly provided by financialmodelingprep.com. Always seek professional financial advice before making any investment decisions. Check into the channel daily for coverage of stocks, crypto, currency and commodities. Thanks for watching.